And we're back with more Duke Nuke. You want to know something kind of funny, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yeah, not being able to see the switches makes this somewhat difficult. I say somewhat difficult because I've already had that kind of burnt into my brain. Now I did not have the, oh, is it Plutonium Edition? It's not the Plutonia Edition because that's Doom. I did not get the Plutonium Edition until like many years later because I just had the shareware. That's how a lot of those games were back in the day, for me at least. Is that they were primarily just the shareware versions. That is a lot of octobrains. Because like back in the day, games were not cheap. I mean, Donkey Kong Country, a game that is one of my favorites of all time. What difficulty level did I select? I don't even remember. I remember like back as a kid, I played it on Piece of Cake because Duke was pretty tough to young GeneralLotz. Duke was pretty tough to old GeneralLotz even. But yeah, I mean, the shareware versions were usually inexpensive or free. Yeah, well, inexpensive and free is always good. But yeah, those sky textures do leave a little to be desired. And apparently those are from Duke Nukem 2, but not having played a lot of Duke Nukem 2, I couldn't tell you. Eventually, I might take a look at Duke Nukem 2 and potentially review it. I've not played it since I was nary a lad. Mainly because, you know, I just wasn't a big fan of side-scroll. I wasn't a big fan of that game. I did not like Duke Nukem 2 that much back when I first played it. And that's mainly because I was coming off of Duke Nukem 3D, and Duke Nukem 2 is just so different. But really, I think that is an honest mistake, mistaking Duke Nukem 2 for a sequel to Duke Nukem 3D. Because, like, Duke Nukem 3D does not sound like it's Duke Nukem 3, you know? Because, like, Wolfenstein 3D didn't sound like it was the third game in a series, you know? But it kind of was. It's like there's Castle Wolfenstein and just... I think, like... I forget what the second Wolfenstein game was. Like, there was no way to know that as a kid. And, like, it's like there was very little way for me to know, back then at least, that there had been Duke Nukem games prior to Duke Nukem 3D. There's just no way. Because, like, when you're a kid, you don't really follow, you know, schedules and stuff like that. You don't care. Or maybe you, well, no, I'd say you don't care, but, like, it wasn't like it is today, where there's an easy source of information. Like, there were magazines, but you kind of had to know about the magazines. And also, there's a really cool thing where you had to get picked up by that. That is something Doom didn't have either. And it's just yet, aw, shit. Okay, no, I don't want to get picked up by that. Okay, let's grab that. I forgot that was even there. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Well, I'm an idiot sometimes. Just sometimes, though. Let's see, is there anything we can do somewhere around here while we wait for it to pick up a bloody barrel? I forgot all about that. Red exit. Oh, okay, that's probably where the red key is. Okay, did that blow up? Good, it did. Now let's save, just in case, so we don't have to go all the way back. But, like, you know, back in the day, I mean... if you didn't know that these publications existed, and we kind of take that for granted now, but back then, if you didn't know that there was PC Gamer, I don't think PC Gamer existed back then. It might have. Or, like, all the other, like, Electronic Gaming Monthly, I think was also a thing. But, like, if you didn't know that, and I didn't, you would know that you would know that Duke Nukem 3D was the third game in the Duke Nukem franchise. How was I supposed to know? It's like with, you know, Half-Life. It was in all the PC gaming magazines, as someone pointed out. It's like, I didn't know that. There was no way for me to know that. Okay, if we don't get picked up this time, I'm just going to no-clip over there, because, as you know, I am very impatient when it comes to certain things. But, like, how was I to know any of that? You know, it's like, I didn't have, you know, like, Electronic Gaming Monthly. I wasn't even aware of it, I don't think. So, yeah, I had no clue about any of that. And, you know, who cares? These days, you just get all that information. You know, it kind of takes some of the mystery out of it in some respects. Old man John always wants mystery. Exactly. You have to learn about it yourself. Although, definitely, those... you know, it's kind of funny. Magazines aren't really as necessary as they once were. Which is kind of sad, because that's kind of how I taught myself a lot of little PC things, you know. Until I was able to build my first computer, is by just... following what the various PC magazines said. There's one PC mag I would love to have, but not PC mag, one PC I'd love to have that I read about years ago. It had like 2 too cool. Well, I guess I wouldn't want it now, but back then it sounded like it was really cool. It had like two... Aw, oh, damn it, I went the wrong way. You know what? Go clip. Clip. For some reason, the text there looks all messed up. I'm not really sure what the hell is with that. No clip time. I'm just gonna be lazy. Be lackadaisical. This is the door that we would open. Had we not gotten blown up. Well, we weren't blown up, but we grew and then crushed ourselves. But like, it had like maybe it was two 4-core processors running at 4 gigahertz, and it had like this really cool liquid cooling thing. I bet the thing is still able to play games even to this day, and this is like a computer from like 2009, but it was also like something like $10,000 or something. Although why you'd ever pay $10K for a PC, I have no idea. I mean, maybe back then you could, if you wanted like a super amazing PC, you'd pay that much, but I'll never forget, I built Mizio's PC for a grand total of, I think it was like $500. That's all it cost to build. And it was able to run games from 2013. So I felt very proud of myself with that. It was able to fucking run Tomb Raider on like fucking Ultra. That I thought was pretty bloody good. You know? It's like, Tomb Raider isn't very good, you suck, General. Some would say that. Mainly assholes. And since when does anyone care what assholes' opinions are? Well, somebody must, because they watch me all the time. Oh, I remember this part of the level here. Fucking Octobrains. Fuck you! I never really liked the Octobrains, though. They were always very difficult to kill, and they did a shitload of damage. Let's save. Save. And let's open up the little thing there. I forgot that blew up. Maybe this is from the console board. I don't remember. But the N64. Fucking little graphical powerhouse that nobody liked. Oh, it shuts the doors. Brilliant. Okay, so like with this, figuring out how you're supposed to go. You see the little rock thing? That's where you're supposed to go. That's how you get through there. That's one of the other things that really separates this from Doom, in that Doom didn't have level architecture anywhere near that advanced. This is not really what you'd call a Doom clone. This really was the culmination of FPS design. In fact, this is a bit more complex even than Quake in some regards, because Quake was more or less just 3D Doom in many respects, whereas this really raised the bar of what a first-person shooter could do. Now, like, Duke Nukem is a cool character, but his game is also really, really good. Okay, we do not have a jetpack, which would have been nice, but we don't have. Duke Nukem really did change gaming in some respects. It showed just what you could do with the game. Hence why it was as popular as it was back in the day, and still is even to this day. And it's really sad that a lot of those games back then really kind of showed. Well, each game really advanced the game. A lot of these legendary games really advanced the gaming in its own way, whereas now many of the sequels don't really advance anything, and instead just kind of go with the flow. I find that amusing that I say that as we literally go with the flow, but it's kind of sad though, just how Duke Nukem Forever really didn't advance anything. It might as well have just been Call of Nukem Advanced Duke Fair, you know? But that's how it goes, you know? Maybe it would have been super advanced had it come out, you know, when it was finished and not waited until 2011, or maybe if they just would have done Duke Nukem like it should have been. I don't have clipping on. Okay, good. But who knows? I'm definitely enjoying going back to this. It's really hard for me to play the other levels of Duke though, just because they really do go on over long. And some of the level design I don't like nearly as much as in this particular one. I guess that's just the way it goes for me. I always like the first episode, but then the rest I just don't like that much. But in any event, I'm GeneralLotz, and we just completed Toxic Dump. And so I'm wishing you good Duke Nukem, Gamecom, whatever makes you happy.